Hey, how y'all doing out there in YouTube land? This Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Well, today we are going to be talking about the Wild Wild West. As you can see, it's all Western time on this table today. All Western time. And there's a good reason for it that I got all my Bowies out here. I have one more Bowie that I couldn't find to bring out to show y'all. And that's my oldest Bowie. Actually, it's the oldest knife I own. My pops gave it to me when I was a youngster. And it's a knife that he bought in Mexico when he was stationed in San Diego when he was in the Marines. And he used to always go to Tijuana and buy knives and things like that. My pops like knives too. And he gave it to me a long time ago. It's a handmade Bowie. It's all beaten up now because it survived my youth. So it's kind of messed up. I keep it because it's a memento. It's a memento from my past. But anyway, let's get into this. And the reason why I got these guys out here, they're just for to dress up the table a little bit, make it look a little bit more Old West. And these are my a couple of my cowboy fast draw guns. I have a whole bunch of these things, and I used to be really into cowboy fast draw. And I think I got about 6 fast draw cowboy guns. And these are two of my favorites. Actually, I got another one that's really my favorite. The very first one I got. It's an old model Ruger Vaquero. And it has I think it's a 5.5 inch barrel. It's a 5.5 inch barrel gun. This one is a 4 and something inches. I can't remember the exact measurements. And this one's like a 7.5 inch barrel gun, long gun. And you use this one for competing in the long gun competitions where you have to have a long gun. This one, these right here, the short barrel ones are the fastest guns that you can draw. And they don't let you go any shorter than this barrel. This is the shortest barrel that you're allowed in cowboy fast draw. At least when I was shooting. I think it's 4 3/4, something like that. Something like that. I'm not exact. I can't remember exactly right, so I might be a little bit wrong. But let me show them to you really quick before we get into the knives. Show you that it's empty. This is the only one that I have that's blued. All my other ones are polished stainless steel. They look like they're nickel plated, but they're not. They're just, I polished the stainless steel really nice. You know, like you all see me polish everything. I polish my guns too. All these guns have been modified by me. Custom handles. This one's got custom trigger springs and everything else like that, and hammer springs, all that. So I can shoot fast. Because when you draw like this. That's the way you draw. And this rig, let me show you the rig too. This is a long gun rig, and you're not allowed to have a leg tie on these. These are made out of horse leather. These are very expensive rigs. They're not inexpensive rigs. I can't remember who made these. It was a long time ago when I was really into these things. I used to know all the information on them just like I do about most of my knives. It's been a long time for me now. Absolutely love to shoot. I grew up hunting and fishing and shooting. Everybody in my family shoots. This one right here is my quick draw gun. Another Ruger Vaquero. This is the modern Ruger Vaquero. And like I said, this is a stainless steel gun that I physically polished. With wet sandpaper, buffing compound, you know, just like the way I do knives. That's how I learned how to do all this stuff. Was that actually I first started polishing motorcycle parts if I got in an accident or something, got some road rash or something on it. Instead of, you know, forking out a bunch of money to go buy a new part, I'd fix the part that got damaged, if it wasn't damaged too bad. That's when I learned how to polish things. Uncle Fred, he was an old Hell's Angel, and he used to live in our neighborhood. And me and my buddy Tavo, we used to hang out with him, and he would teach us everything about motorcycles and how to fix things and stuff like that. He's passed away now. Now let me show you that this one's empty too, huh? And this rig, that's my favorite quick draw rig. I've even modified the rig. This was a brown holster that I dyed black, and I think it's a Shanico holster. And I put the conchos on it and everything, and I put the bullet loops on it. You can see how I put it all together. I used to be really into these things. I had a buddy named, his name was, I understand I can't say his name on YouTube because I think it'll get blocked. But he went by a name that was sort of a racist name. He was a white dude, and he's one of my best friends. And his name was, I'm gonna put it in code here, so I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, because I don't want to say the word together. His name together, his handle together. It was his motorcycle handle when we were in a club. And his name was Red. I think I waited long enough. I can say the rest of it. Neck. So I hope you get that. And that's the name that he used to like to go by. You know, he was from Missouri. You know what I'm saying? And he was really country. And so, like, you know, you got the name. That's the name that's the handle that he got in the club. But anyway, back to the Bowies. So now you see these. You saw the table dressing here. This is one of my Bowies that I bought, I think in the late 90s, early 2000s. And this is a real, I'm showing you what the box says. Because these aren't made in the United States no more. Marbles aren't made in the United States. I think they make them everywhere but the United States. But this is an American-made one. So it's fairly rare now. Look how thick the blade stock is. Look at that blade. I've always liked big giant knives that look like almost like short swords. I've always liked that. I'm weird like that. I like pocket knives that are big, and I like fixed blades that are big. I'm weird like that. I know. Let's measure and see how long it is. The blade, 10 1/4. Overall, 15 1/2 inches long. Nice sheath. This knife has never been carried. It's just a collector. And I got it because I knew marbles went out of business. I just wanted to collect it. And I like it so much, you know, I plan to collect it and sell it later when, you know, like when these got more expensive. But it'll probably be passed down to my child. And so, I don't know. I like my Bowies. I don't plan on getting any more classic Bowies. These are it. And the ones I've got are all ones I really like. I didn't buy, none of these are cheap knives. None of these are cheap Bowie knives. They're all very expensive. This one right here is my Bear Cutlery. Bear MGC. The handle is made out of, this handle right here is stacked leather. Stacked leather, and it has a thick rat's tail, thick and wide rat's tail going through the handle, and then it bolts up at the end. And the pommel is, I believe it's aluminum, and the guard is brass. This one has a brass guard, and these are real buffalo horn scales, handle scales. And the blade is a 512 layer or full Damascus blade. Made by Bear Cutlery USA. Most of my big fixed blades, you'll find that, you know, except for like my cold steel ones, they're all made in the United States. I like American-made fixed blades, pretty much. And that's when I do buy nothing but American stuff most of the time, is when I get big fixed blades. This one right here is a Western cutlery. It's not the Vietnam era one with the carbon steel, but this is one of the last ones that Western Cutlery ever made. And it has a stainless steel blade, rosewood handles, dangler sheath. And these were popular in Vietnam. Vietnam era ones have the stamp on the what do you call it, the guard. They don't have nothing on the blade, it's on the guard. Westin Cutlery. Big Bowie. And this is like the Hollywood version of what they say a Bowie knife was. I've heard all sorts of stories like the Bowie knife really looked like a big kitchen knife. And it didn't really look like this. I've heard that it didn't even have brass guards and everything like this. But when people think of Bowie knives, I think they think of this. These were made since the 1940s. This model right here, the W49. I'm not sure if the 49 stands for 1949. I'm not sure. If any of y'all know, you can let me know. But I bought it brand new. And it's never been used or carried. And the reason why I got this one, because I've always wanted one since I was a little kid. I always liked big Bowie knives. Why? Because, I don't know, back in the day, I think I sort of wanted to be a cowboy, you know what I mean? I used to always dress up like cowboys on Halloween, and I used to like Daniel Boone, and stories about the Alamo, and stories about Jim Bowie on the knife fight on the sandbar, and I don't know, I just always liked these kind of knives. I've always been attracted to Bowie knives. And, you know, that's probably the reason why I got my my 3 XL espadas, you know, and I like the espada so much because it's a big, you know, Spanish style Bowie. I love Bowie knives. This has got the full thick blades. Just measure it out. And people really use these knives. They're often used as camp knives. 14.5 inches. The blade is 9.5 inches. Excuse me. And this is the Sheath Fork. Again, this is another collector. Sometimes, you know, I would carry these like on my cowboy rigs when I go and do my cowboy fast draw, but sometimes I thought they were just like too heavy, so I didn't really like to carry them that much. But I have carried a couple of these every once in a while. But they were never used though. They're just part of a costume. Oh, this one right here. This is probably one of my most prized Bowie knives of them all. Why? This is the Gambler, made by Bill Bagwell himself. Actually, no, it's not actually made by Bill Bagwell himself. This is Ontario. This is one that he commissioned to Ontario, to one of the knives that he commissioned to Ontario to make for him. Ontario Cutlery back in the day. It says Ontario, USA on it, on the sheath. This sheath fits inside your belt on your pants. And this is a real fighting Bowie. Look how thick that blade is. And it's balanced just right in front of the finger guard. So it's really fast in hand. You can move this one super fast. Super fast. Not like these others. These others are all slow knives. If you're gonna get in a fight, you want the Bill Bagwell. You don't want the Westin Cutlery. You don't want the Bear, and you don't want the Marbles. You want this one, the Gambler. This is a fast-moving in-hand knife, one of my fastest, and it's balanced perfectly. It's got the old-school coffin handles, full tang construction. It's awesome, awesome. Bill Bagwell. It says Bagwell on the blade too. That's the signature right down there, stamped in the blade. And on this side it says Ontario, USA. I forget what kind of steel this was made out of. I think it's a stainless steel because all the original Bill Bagwells, they're carbon steel and they're differentially heat treated. One more to go up here. Now this was a common knife amongst gauchos and vaqueros south of our border, this style of knife. Beautiful knife. We used to call these pig stickers when I was a kid. My grandpa would call this one a pig sticker. Anything that was long, like a long, narrow Bowie, he used to always call pig stickers. Good for wild boar hunting. Now, I'm not talking about feral hogs. You know, feral hogs get to be like about, I don't know, 100 to 400 pounds, 500 pounds, something like that. They get to be pretty giant. Where we had our ranch, my grandpa had his ranch at, it was near Clear Lake, in between Clear Lake and Gwenda, California. And they actually have wild boars. And wild boars are like a little small thing, like a little small pig. They're smaller than a regular sized pig. And they have tusks and they're mean as hell. And the way that you hunt those is with pit bulls. Pit bulls would corner them and pin them down. And you come along with your pig sticker and cut their throat or stab them or whatever. Kill them. And wild boar meat tastes good. Me, myself, I love pork. Pork's one of my favorite meats, and wild boar pork is awesome. But I never hunted a wild boar with a knife, though. But I knew people that did. I used to cheat. I used to shoot them. But anyway, these are my Bowies. These are my old style Western knives that are in my collection that I really love and I will never sell, and they will always be in my collection. Absolutely love all these knives. But they're not the reason why I'm making this video. No, they're not the reason why I'm making this video. I just wanted you to see my big Bowies. Why? Because I got a new one. I got a new big Bowie. And this Bowie, I'm sorry, but let's move these out the way. It's not a Western Bowie. Why is it not a Western Bowie? Well, because of what's going on in the world nowadays. I just felt like I need to have a knife that's a real survival / combat knife. Knife that I can depend on for in case something happens. If something happens, I'll be okay. I have all my survival tools set up. And that's the reason why I got it. And I want to start a new series of videos on showing me testing it out, because I need to make sure it's a good knife. And the reason why I got it is because this one person I like to watch their videos all the time, Prepared Mind 101, suggested that this is the best for what I want it for. And here it is. Yes, it's another K-bar. You know me, I love my K-bars, my 1095 chrome vanadium steel. A BK. It's a BK9. Let's get into it. And this one's going to be like a 2-part video. So this is the first part, okay? Because my battery only lasts so long, so I can't be on this forever. But this sheath right here, nah, not for me. It's like the sheath I have for my zombie swabby, my war sword from K-Bar. But I don't care. Those are house knives, and that's not what I want to get into. I want a real survival knife. You know, to me, this is, according to Prepared Mind 101, he's tested out, I've seen him test out this knife so many times, is Becky, and I I've always liked it. He took off the finish off of his, but I'm gonna leave the finish on mine because I don't like rust. I don't like to have to constantly maintain something. 1095 will rust. Even though it's chromium vanadium, it's a little bit more resistant than standard 1095 to rust and corrosion. It still will rust. But this is the beginning of it. How much does it weigh? Let's see how much it weighs. Let's put this over here now. Okay. So you guys can see what's going on here. Was that 1.9? 1.9. Weighs a little bit over a pound. Awesome. What size is it? The blade is about 9 1/4 to the handle. And from the handle is about 5.5 inches long. Altogether, it's about 14 3/4 inches. How thick is the blade stock? Okay, we're all zeroed out. 5 millimeters thick. There it is there. And that's just the beginning. And we also got something else right here. That's an unboxing. And it's coming from Just the Sheath Maker 8. That's his eBay handle. He makes knife sheaths. And that's the reason why I'm not going to use the other one, because I had to have a Kydex sheath. You know, this is going to be a knife that I'm actually going to carry. I didn't want to carry it with the Cordura sheath. So let's go ahead. My work knife, an 80 20.5. Let's go ahead and open this up. Jesse the Knife Maker 8. Highly recommend him. Awesome person to communicate with. He's probably one of the better eBay sellers I've dealt with. He is awesome, and I highly recommend him. I wanted a dangler sheath because Prepared Mind 101 said danglers work best with the Becky, with the big Becky. So this is the sheath that he made me. Was a .093 thickness, which is thicker than the .080 or something like that, or .80 or .93. I can't remember exactly. But it's a thicker Kydex. He's got a Kydex dangler. Beautiful knife. I mean, beautiful knife sheath, should I say? This is how it works with my BK. Oh. The noise that you hear is no noise. Look at that. Oh man, what a perfect fit. What a perfect fit. I have another knife coming on the way. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is. But it's another one of my survival knives I thought I would get as a survival knife. This one I got to be the worker. And I have another one I bought to be the fighter that I want to carry. And, you know, if I have to use one for a fighting purpose. This one is, I plan on carrying this if I get in a survival. Ooh, can't even get it out. There we go. There we go. I bought this one to be the knife that would be doing like all the camp chores, like splitting wood, batoning, and doing all that kind of stuff. It's going to be like a, you know, instead of carrying an axe, I would carry this, or, you know, a small hatchet or something. This is going to do all those kind of work, that kind of work. So you guys will see me when I go fishing. I'm going to take this with me, and I'm going to do some filming of it. in the outdoors and actually chopping some things with it. You know, like you see other people do, you know, wood crafting type stuff. I'm not going to be doing destruction type stuff. Don't expect to ever see me doing any stupid destruction stuff. I don't do stupid destruction stuff with my knives. That's just me. I don't buy knives to destroy. I buy knives to either collect, or carry, or use, or, you know, all of the above, or whatever. I don't buy things to destroy them. I work hard for my money. It's got a nice looking edge on it. Let's see how sharp it is. And this is 1095 Crow Van. It's a Becker knife. Oh man, what an edge. It looks sharp. I knew it looked sharp. Oh, wow, what an edge. Oh man, I'm in love already. I'm in love already. It's exactly what I wanted. Exactly what I wanted. And just see the knife and sheath maker. 8. Oh, look at the way that sounds when it clicks in. That I would never have to worry about this knife falling out. I don't need all this paracord down there. I'll probably use some of it to make a what do you call it, the hand thing for it. But I would just want to compare it to my other new one. This is my Pops. This one, my other new Bowie. It's Bowie Day today. And it makes that one look small. And this is a big knife, 7.5 inch blade. And it makes it look small. Love it. Let's see, you got to push on this part right here. Let me move the box out the way. We don't need a box up there. Wow. It's wider, longer. It doesn't really feel super heavy either, to tell you the truth. I mean, it weighs a pound, but I don't know, for some reason it doesn't feel that heavy to me. The balance point, it's in a good place though. The balance point, that's why it doesn't feel that heavy. It's right. If this had a guard, it'd be right in front of the guard. Awesome knife. This is gonna be a, you know, I'm not a wood crafter. You know, all the stuff, you know, all the survival stuff with wood crafting and using fire sticks and Firesteel and all that kind of stuff. It's all new to me. So y'all gonna see me learn how to do stuff like that, and because I want to get my survival skills together. Because I don't know, with Russia and Ukraine and everybody acting crazy nowadays, it's just like, I like to hope for the best, but I always like to be prepared for the worst. And this is being prepared for the worst. It's part of my pack for being prepared for the worst. Yeah, I absolutely love it. I'm digging it. But this knife feels super light though after holding this one. This one doesn't feel like anything. It feels like it weighs less than, how much does this weigh? It feels like it doesn't weigh anything. .8 ounces, as opposed to 1 pound, 1.1 pound, 0.9 was almost 17 ounces, I guess. It'd be almost 17 ounces. Yeah, that doesn't weigh anything compared to that one. And this one will never get used. This one is just a collector too, like my other Bowies that I just showed you. This one's not a collector. That one is going to get, probably have the finish halfway worn off of it, and it's going to have some scrapes and bumps on it. And this also came from Jess the Sheath Maker, Jess the Sheath Maker 8, eBay seller. Because I had such a good communication with them over this one, I also wanted this too. Can you guess what it is? Can you guess what it is before I show it to you? What do you need if you're gonna have a survival setup? I think you need to be able to start fires, right? Just in case, huh? Let's see what we got here. 80-20.5s rock. Don't never let anybody tell you that they don't rock. 80-20.5s rock. Whoa, he gave me all the hardware and everything. Awesome. 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 And yes, it will be going on here somehow. I haven't figured it out yet. Probably right down here, huh? It'd fit perfect right there. Gave me all the hardware. I think I'll save this one for the other sheet that I'm going to get from him. He made me 2 of them. One's for they're 2 different sizes. I think this one is the one that's going to work on this one. No, actually it'll be this one, because it's going to be the bigger Firesteel. This Firesteel will go on my other sheet. And what else I got over here? That's not it. Oh, what's in here? We having fun today. It's like Christmas. It's like Christmas today. This is another eBay purchase. No, this one came from... Did it come from K-Bar? I can't remember where I bought this from. I want to say it might be K-Bar, if it's what I think it is. Or is it eBay? Oh, no, this is not what I thought it was. That's something else, people. That's something else for another project. Hold on. Open up the wrong box. I'm going to run out of time here. I better hurry up. Well, you know what we're got to do? Because I don't see it. We're going to have to come back to that one in the next video. You guys just have to wait in suspense for the next video. But so far, so good. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Jess. This is awesome, my brother. This is awesome. I'm going to fit it right behind there like that. And I have a Firesteel coming that has like a handle on it. And it'll fit right there with this. And it'll all look good together like that. And it's going to be my survival knife. My bushcrafting knife. Absolutely love it. From Just the Knife Maker, or Sheath Maker, Just the Sheath Maker 8. I want you guys to go check them out if you're interested in a Kydex sheath. Because a lot of people on eBay, they use the thinner Kydex. Just use the thick Kydex, which is like what you find on the expensive Kydex sheaths. And and he sells them for a great price. You know, these, I want to say it was like 60 or $70 or something like that. And then with the accessories and everything, it was like 80 or something. I don't know, something like that. It wasn't that expensive. Because I looked at more expensive ones too. You know, people that have websites and stuff like that. And I looked at theirs, and this one's just as nice as theirs, and it was a lot less inexpensive. And like I said, this is a very well made sheath. No rattling. And you can't make the knife fall out. You got to push on this part right here. Boom. Now this one's not a fighter. Like I said, this is going to be like a camp knife. It's going to be a duty knife. It's going to be chopping up wood and starting fires and all. That's what I plan on doing with this one. Next time I go fishing, down on the river, down in the Delta, I'm gonna take it with me, and while I'm fishing, I'll make a video doing some try my hand at some wood crafting stuff. I also want to take my AK-47 and my What's the other one I bought for wood crafting and stuff? I forget. I have the AK. Oh, the Warcraft, the small Italian Warcraft I have. I bought both of those knives to be like wood crafting knives too. I don't really know anything about wood crafting, and I don't know what's the best knife for wood crafting. And those knives aren't, you know, knives that people always choose for wood crafting. They're more like field knives or combat field knives or whatever. But I follow Prepare Mind 101. You guys, if you don't know who he is, go check out his videos. And that's all he does is like wood crafting type stuff and everything like that. And this is his favorite, the BK9. So that's the reason why I got the BK9. Because based on my research or whatever, and like SEs cost a lot more than these. I don't like SE knives all that much because they all look the same to me, and they all look like generic knives. You know, got the generic blade shape, and there's nothing sexy about them. I know they're probably great knives. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're not good knives. I'm sure they're awesome knives, but I need some sex appeal. I like my knives to be a little sexy. It's like, I don't buy knives just because they're a great knife. That's one of the things I want them to do is be a great knife, but I also want them to, attract me. And I love the look of this one. And I bought some parts to customize it out. That's what I was going to show you, but I can't find them yet, so it'll have to be in the next video. But anyway, my battery's about ready to run out. So this is part 1. We're going to call this part 1. I want you all to check out Just a Knife, Just a Sheath Maker 8 on eBay. He's awesome. He rocks. I mean, all you got to do is send him some emails and talk to him and tell him what you want and tell him what you need, and he will hook you up. He is awesome. This is for the help. It's an elastic piece that helps hold in the Firesteels. That's what he told me. You tie it to your Firesteel and it helps it keep it in the holder. Anyway, like I said, all this stuff is new to me, and I just can't wait to get started on it. It's time to go fishing. Peace out, Stiletto.